So horny that I almost messed with this chick that I wasn't attracted to. I was trying to find things attractive about her. I was like, I mean, she got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle abs. I like Donatello. This is... The shit that started pissing me off, though, was she started telling people about our situation. I'm like, hey, bitch, you inside beauty. You need to... Fellas, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's always... Listen, here's the deal. To each his own. But she actually got crazy on me. And you can't be ugly and crazy. You gotta pick one. All I'm saying is if you are unattractive, you need to be really understanding. Right? Because somebody attractive can become unattractive with how annoying they are.
Hey, babes. Oh, my goodness. I know it's been a minute, you guys. Don't kill me. But listen, first and foremost, I miss y'all. I really do miss y'all. And I am so excited to have our guest this evening, Chaunte Wayans. Listen, I'm like, y'all don't understand. But we're going to talk about it. If you don't know who she is, we're going to talk about that too. And why you need to know who she is. But shout out to Jono the Giant. He's a therapist. Vulnerability is not weakness. Okay, get it right. Not weakness. That's why I scratched out. It is strength. And I really encourage everybody, especially as things are getting back to normal and we're still some people are still in these situations. I encourage you to just make sure that you don't be afraid to be vulnerable. It's all about making sure that you're good, you're in a good space, and stay tuned. I'm going to talk more about my journey, but it's not about me tonight. Like, I'm really excited. I really am. It is about my amazing, amazing guest. I'm going to quickly put up in case you guys didn't notice. So she is a comedian. Her story, I really, 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 really love her story. She represents the type of people I like, the grinders, the hustlers that, no, you're going to watch me kind of make it and get this and make it happen. So I'm just going to bring her on. So, hey, babe.
Hey, babe.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I love this setup.
Thank you for being on. Oh my goodness. I'm like really excited. So for those that do not know, we're just going to refresh. We're going to sprinkle a little refresh juice on a little refresh seasoning on them. Chaunte, for a lot of us, for me, I don't like people that pretend like they know it all. Like, oh yeah, I didn't know her about. I did not know. But I saw you on Netflix. They Ready, season 1. You were episode 6.
Yes.
And I was rolling. Okay. And I have to ask you, like, I know filming it was one thing, right? But when they told you, all right, Chaunte, we're going to be airing this out in a couple, on this particular date, did you have like butterflies?
Oh, I had all types of nerves. You always, because performing in front of an audience without cameras is different. Because technically when you're performing with cameras, you're performing to the audience that's watching it on TV. Correct. So regardless if you get those laughs or not, you got to pump it up to where it's like, oh, everybody rocked out. You know what I'm saying? But for sure, nerves. But it was also just a blessing because in this entertainment industry, you'll get to a place where people try to change a little bit, of your stuff and your style. And they try to get that. And Tiffany, shout out to Tiffany Haddish. But she gave us a platform where we could be exactly who we wanted. So we got to rock out the way we wanted to.
Can I tell you one of the things that I really, really love? Like I've been learning more about your story. I love the fact that it also makes you think of how people kind of just think. Like, I know with the name Wayans, and you've mentioned it. People are like, people don't realize that you can grind on your own and you can build your own relationships. Tiffany didn't put you on because you were a Wayans. Tiffany put you on there because you were dope. And you guys already had a friendship, a relationship there. So, Do you find yourself having to constantly still prove yourself?
Not anymore. For a long time, it was making me angry. You know what I'm saying? It was making me angry that I would go and I would do these gigs and I would get a level of success. Like I went and auditioned for a play and I did an off-Broadway play that was dope and all in these newspapers, but people would just chop that up and be like, yo, her uncle probably got her on that stage. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, I was in there with some known people and I had to prove myself without my family. So I think the thing of it is it's a gift and a curse. No matter what you do, people are always gonna figure that everybody's an analyst, everybody's a detective, everybody knows what you going through and how to solve it. So if you allow people to direct your journey, then you're never gonna be authentic. You're never gonna be your full self because of that. I had to learn that my family built the empire. They built a dope ass name. They got a lot of fans, and I got to live with that. And I'm grateful because they damn sure paved a dope way for me. You know what I mean?
Now, do you get, because I love the fact that you auditioned for even their films.
Oh yeah, man.
And I was what was
the worst
it? 50
audition to get
Shades.
turned down of.
Like I thought that was funny. I was like, no, you didn't get that, but we're gonna put
Right.
you over here. And I just thought that was so fun. But I love it because it kind of is still also humbling.
Right.
It makes you kind of say, okay, I still gotta work. I still gotta,
Right.
And I was like, oh my goodness. You
Man.
said something when you were speaking just now, and I heard you say this, and I was like, oh my gosh, staying true to yourself. You mentioned Tiffany made sure that y'all were able to just be you, do you,
Right.
and definitely, because I'm telling you, that first season, the array of just personalities was just dynamic.
Right.
I think, what was it, Ms. Monroe? Oh my gosh, I
Yeah,
just was
Monroe.
like,
Yep.
love.
Yep.
But in this industry, and then being, you mentioned having people trying to change you or adjust you, the whole situation. You went in and they try to put you in like a little low cleavage shirt, and it's just like, oh my goodness.
And this was by a flamboyant gay dude.
That was the ironic thing, right?
Right.
Yeah, I was
Right.
like, he should, maybe not. Okay, you would think he would understand, but that's when you start to realize the people aren't really for you or about you;
Right.
they're about them.
Right.
I was just like, I wouldn't tell you to do that. I could just envision you being like,
Well, the gist of it is that people think they want initially they want all the money they can get, right?
correct.
That's the grind. So if I could put you in a wider audience to do that, then I'm gonna make more money off of you. What people don't want to do anymore, because back in the day, you learned that they really were making choices for you because we didn't have social media. You couldn't build something yourself. You couldn't have supporters on your own. And so they made it to where you felt like, oh, I gotta put on the tightest shirt or something like that, or else
Yeah.
I won't be seen. And now you look at social media, and whatever you're doing on social media, you have people come to you and they gravitate to you because they like what you're doing. Even the people that
Yes.
come and talk mess, like this is the same thing that you'll get from the industry. So it's so dope to be able to build on your own. You build it, the people that's going to come are going to come. And in the beginning, because this is the same guy who came to a show, and before he saw me hit the stage, he was telling me, I think you should do this. Don't talk about you being gay. Say it's a friend. And I was like, you haven't even seen my set. And I go on stage and I do a really great job on stage. And I come back and he goes like this, because you can't say nothing. Let the audience cancel me. Let the audience decide. When I lose y'all, then I got to figure out a different plan. You know what I'm saying? But I got straight dudes, straight women, pastors, gay people. I'm building that because now I get to show them a different side of the world. So it's a whole other lane to that they just don't get.
They don't see. And, you said something when you did the play, that here you are getting this critique, but the person was like, or when you did the show, the person that actually put it together was like giving you all the kudos.
Right.
And and it was, I think you said in that moment, someone was trying to put you down, but the universe was showing you and reminding you how great you are.
It just, listen, you don't understand. Like, okay, I know I stopped drinking during the pandemic, right? And I'm giving examples, but I post every month my celebration of not drinking, right? Because I do smoke still.
Ooh.
But that was my demon, and so I make it a point to put it out there. Somebody commented on my post one day and said, "You don't have to tell everybody your days. Stop counting them." The reason why I keep posting, and I don't do it every day, but the reason why I post once a month is because if people seen my DMs, I got grown ass men, grown ass women, I got young people, I got all these people that's like, "Yo, I'm really trying to get to where you are. How'd you do it?" Or I just did a week. And that's all it is. Like, I'm no different from anybody else. But if somebody messes with me, they might listen to me rather than listen to, Marlon Wayans or whatever the case may be, because I'm in their generation. So they relate differently. So what do you, and that's how it is. If you can't tell me to not do stand-up in the way that I want to do it, if I'm succeeding in it, it makes no sense.
Facts. Now, for those that are wondering, because I feel like, and I wonder if you've ever thought about this, like, do you feel sometimes you got to pull out like a Wayans org chart? Because I know people are be like, okay, it's a lot of y'all. So if I'm not, okay, so in my mental org chart, it's 10. It's so weird. In my head, it's like, okay, the original 10. It feels like the Jackson 5. The original Wayne's 10, right. And then your mom is one of the 10.
Yes.
Okay, so Keen and Mark, they're your uncles.
Yep, uncles and
there we go. So
yes, but
for those that are trying to,
I say this all the time. I break down the whole tree, and I was doing it in my show, and people still come up to me and be like, "Is Damon your dad?" And I just go, "Yep, all 5 of them are my fathers. I ain't even doing this no more." Just remember me and follow me. That's all.
Exactly. Be like, just know I was funny. I made you laugh. Right. I made you forget about your stress out there, and we was in a good space in this moment. Let's keep moving. Now, speaking of good space, I have to ask you. So, give me whatever you think, whatever kind of comes to your mind. Right? Dating plus pandemic equals
headache. Headache and broke, and being broke because they don't have nothing else to do but be in this pandemic looking for dates.
Or on Amazon. Be like, this will be cool.
Or Amazon, yeah.
That's crazy. You would think I feel like you would think you would spend less, but I guess it was more of now.
Not with all these SBAs and unemployment, and they giving out free money right now. You like, I never had this much money in my life. I could get this with my EBT. I could get this. You know what I'm saying?
The stimmies were rolling out.
Stimmies are rolling out, and I don't care how much people complain. They're still getting like free money. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I tried the dating thing. I tried to date multiple girls at once. And I the dope thing about doing that is I realized, one, it's expensive as hell. So they always tell you, if you try and live that life, you have to have money. Money. The second thing is, I learned that when you got 3 people that you're honest with, you don't really have to hide nothing from, you could really pinpoint who might be a good match for you. So I recommend, and I mean that when I say you ain't got to be out there thotting, you ain't got to be out there screwing every chick. If you dating 3 chicks, right? Let's say, because that's what I was doing. I was able to tell who's going to cost me the most, because she was talented as hell, dope as hell. But every time I talked to her, she was like, I got to finish this project that I was supposed to have in 3 months ago. Meanwhile, she just ordered 3 boots, got a new pair of some wigs, some this. So and she wants a family, right? So you start looking at, you ain't ready for that because you're spending all this money and you're not doing the work. Then you had another girl doing something different. So you get to see what people are like, basically what their actions are putting their words to. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't about that life right now because you don't even know how to be focused on something that you're good at.
Interesting.
So the one that meshed me, she rocked with me well, got her own business, she got hair products, and her shit is just dope. You know what I'm saying? Like she moves and there there's nothing that's nothing she really needs from me.
It's kind of like you kind of create for a trial period, like the dating game for yourself. If you think about it, an interactive dating game, you're like, okay, everybody knows this is what we doing, but then it kind of then if all of them can't be on the same page, then it kind of transitions from that to the Hunger Games, and it's who the best tribute's gonna
The
win.
best. Well, you do, and what I've been working on was I was working on boundaries. I was trying to figure out how to stay happy, and also what I'm willing to compromise because people get that messed up. We're always like trying to compromise for somebody that might not even be the one for us. So, what are you willing to compromise? And if you're really asking for somebody to love you for you, then you got to find that person you only know in dating and trying to figure out what that really means. Because you could literally sit back and go, damn, I like him. He's so handsome, but he don't have a job. Right. And I'm not saying that could be the most important thing, but we just breaking it down. Then you go, well, this guy is cute. He's not really my type, but he got a good head on his shoulders. He loves kids. So you literally like get to see that when you focus on one person, you like, well, shit, this is all I got right now. You know what I mean? And now you just let's go.
You know what's crazy, right? Like it makes sense, 100%, right? But there's gonna be a dude out there that's gonna take this and go, look, she said like we gotta, like, and he might not really have the best intentions. He just really is just trying to have his way. I'm telling you, watch. There's a dude gonna take this clip like, look, babe, look, they both agree. Right. Sorry, y'all. I'm just whatever.
But for a woman, I say to women all the time, I think we are amazing. I think we are original gods. I think that there's so much to us, but we are very complex. So with that being said, I don't necessarily talk about men too much in my jokes or anything because they're just simple. They're very simple. They when I say dumb, they dumb, not intelligent wise, but they don't get it in that sorry.
They can walk in and be like, what's wrong? And you just everything like, could be looking
right. They don't get it on that level. But I say to women, like, look, you put up with a lot of stuff. We really do in relationships, but you got the opportunity to leave a motherfucker. And I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to be cursing, but you got the opportunity to leave somebody and really be like, I'm not happy. Why am I here? But don't stay in a relationship nagging or trying to go through their phone or trying to catch them, because all that does is lead them closer to having a side chick.
Yep. And then
if they don't leave you, then what? You just wasted your time doing all this stuff. So either leave and make that decision that I'm not dealing with this, or try to work it out and leave that in the past.
I have to ask you, how do you handle the girls that are, or the women, excuse me, that are bi-curious? Like, there's some that know, okay, every now and then I like a girl, I know, but longevity I'll be with. But then you get those that are kind of in limbo. They don't know. Like, how do you handle, or do you even get that? Because no reason I ask, because I've seen it, especially post a badass breakup.
Right.
They're like, I'm done with men. They think that's what they want. Now they sitting, in your DMs like, your eyes is cute.
Right. Well, the funny thing is, I always say, like, any type of clout that people see you getting, they feel there's a certain power that comes with that. So I've been on stage, and when I say like pastors and stuff, straight women, godly women, all this stuff, I get people. I remember this chick came to me after a show and ran up to me and was like, oh my God, I have a daughter and she's gay. She's like, I used to be gay, but I'm married now, but here's my daughter. I think you guys like, so you just go, never will that happen just walking down the street and they're like, oh, you're so beautiful. I have a daughter that I think you would like. You'll never get that. So there's a level of power in getting a certain fame or notice that's out there. So yes, I get women that slide in my DMs that didn't go that way and stuff like that. But I kind of, it's cool to flirt. It's cool to work with. I don't have nothing against bisexual people or people trying to figure it out. But I like my women to kind of know if I'm be
Where they stand.
serious. If I'm gonna be
Correct.
serious,
Oh my
I don't have to
goodness.
worry about men and women. I'm like, what you?
You know what? You right. Be like, okay, are you really on this side,
No, no.
or do I now gotta?
We're gonna have
Dang.
the whole
Okay.
B letter coming after us. So I have no
Jeez.
problem with bisexual women. I prefer my women though to know.
To know. Oh my goodness. Now, one of the things that I know, that I've noticed is, I always say, everybody's like, we all are kind of working through our mental health.
Right.
And it was, I heard you say, and I don't know if that's still the case, but a while back, I think that the question was, do you do therapy? The answer at that time, you said no, but you said something that I was like, damn, you started kind of taking actions towards healing different things. And then that's where the whole situation with you reconnecting with your father before he passed, he
didn't pass. He didn't pass.
Okay, sorry. We connected with
No.
your father, and I was like, dang, we don't realize those. It may not have, we don't realize. We start to kind of patch up these. It's almost like a boat that's sinking. And that's what the vision I got when you mentioned that. And then, of course, him taking you to get ice cream and trying to. I thought that was like so cute. But it also showed me that you're a very understanding person, because there's some people that are so stuck in the, gosh, he's now doing this. But you appreciated the effort.
I did. I think that here's the deal. When I met him, I realized that I have a lot of likeness. Him and I are very much the same person. And the crazy thing is, I'm very much like my mother in probably most ways. With my father, I remember him coming to see me, and initially I thought he wanted to come because I just did my Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you want to come out, you want to go places, you want me to spend money. So I remember him coming out, and a few things. He came out. I go, yo, you want to go to Malibu? I'll show you around some places. He go, nah, we ain't got to do nothing. And I was like, I really thought he was like trying to say he ain't have money, but whatever. I was like, nah, let's go out. He was like, I'll get groceries and I'll go do that, and we could cook and chill. So we spent most of the time in the house playing video game. We was playing Hitman. So we beat Hitman while he was here. But he has a limp. But he went, like, I would be getting ready, and he went to the store, got the groceries, and cooked for me. And it was stuff that he was, that we ate in the projects back in the day. But it was that effort. The other thing was, I asked him honest questions about what happened when he denied me. So I got that full story. And the third thing was, I realized there's but so much sorry and so many things that you could do for a person, right? And then a lot of things that I'm working on now with my relationships. When somebody tells me how unhappy they seem to be, like, you don't do this, you don't do that, I automatically shut down and go, you just said everything to make me know you're not happy. So why try to work something out that doesn't seem possible? And I think he's very much like that. It's like, I tried, I came and said sorry, I don't know what to do. And also, we don't have that time where it's like, please talk to me. But when I called him drunk. So I never would have called him if I wasn't drunk. I called him drunk. I didn't even know I told him he can come stay with me for 2 weeks. When I was sober, he hit me and go, oh, I'm coming out there in 2 weeks. I was like, what? And most terrifying, amazing. I got video of me asking him these questions that I'll put out at a later time, but it was deep, and it's very, very therapeutic, even if I never talk to him again.
I mean, that journey in itself is so helpful for so many people, because we become a product of other people's decisions. Like, I know, like, I've never met my father, and we moved here from Honduras, so I don't even. I think he. And all I know is I get my hair from him, and he's short, so that's why I ain't grow.
Right.
So, but how do you
know? Sorry,
it kind of helps. No. I was like, it kind of helps starts to fill in all of these different parts of us that we're trying to look to fill in a sense or make some sense out of.
Yeah, you become what you are through the lessons you learn and how you deal with things. So my understanding comes from everybody has a different path. I don't know what happened. I'm saying, let's say I don't really know what happened to my mother to make her the way she is. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what happened to him to make him the way he is, but that trickles down to their parents and it's a cycle. So I started reading this book called Inner Child and Inner Talk. I think it's Inner Talk or Inner Child. Sorry. It was the most amazing realization. In the first few pages alone, it talks about this guy attending this meeting, and they had to write letters to their parents. And these are grown people writing letters, and you see grown men, grown women crying, writing a letter, and it was your inner child talking to your parent, and the letters were like because he explained the story, sorry, about him going on a trip with his family and blacking out and having this like outrage with them over something very simple. And that's where the work started coming in from. So the letter he was writing was literally like, Dad, I know you was out working and you had to provide for us, but you didn't even hug me or tell me you loved me or told me congratulations on anything that I succeeded on. So those little things, I believe, trickle into your adult life, what trickles into your relationships worldwide.
Of course, like 1,000%. That is, oh my goodness. Now, will you or have you? Because one thing that people probably don't remember is you've done Wild 'N Out.
Yeah.
Will you go back? Have you considered, or do you see yourself doing that again?
No, I think Nick gave me a dope, shout out to Nick Cannon. I think he gave me a dope opportunity. I think at the time that I came in, it wasn't really my lane. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They started doing a lot of music, a lot of different games, and I wasn't necessarily great fit for what they were doing.
I love that you said that.
It was a dope opportunity.
Because I feel like people be like, you funny, go over there. You a rapper, go over there. No, everything has, even like some people could be like, oh my gosh, you always say the funny. Like, I know I'm a funny conversationalist. I think that's the word. Either way, add it to my dictionary. But I wouldn't get on a stage and try to do like what you do, because the other thing is, to a certain extent, you have a way that you know how you're going to deliver that. You know how the delivery, and even when I think you were mentioning one of your uncles was trying to give you tips on like post the, those are things I wouldn't even think of. You're like, go ahead and do this. And you're like, Unc.
It's real though. It's literally like, like I said, with Wild 'N Out, I'm not a rapper or anything. I could write some stuff if I had time. But when you're doing like an improv, and some of it is preparation, but very minimal. So again, they started changing things around. I thought that I was funny enough in the moments that I had. And I was cool to just pop in and pop out. But it's also a huge, you got a huge cast. So you're kind of competing with different people, and it's a whole different game. So that for the people that made it and are still rocking on it, funny as hell, they killing it. That's their thing.
Look, in my head, I'd be like, could I do that? But I'd be like, I go in the booth and I'd be like, nope.
Right.
I mean,
it was one of those things. Like, y'all need to find somebody that's for that. But look. That shut down for me, and then I went on to do a play and some Netflix stuff, and I got some more stuff that I booked recently that's coming out soon. So it all worked out. Yeah.
Now your hat, Live Better, is a
live.
Give me some. Live better. I want to live better. We all gotta live better.
Okay, well, Live Better is my merch. I was trying to find my hoodie or t-shirt, but it usually says Live Better. I know every day is a fresh start. And that just stemmed from me finding my sobriety in liquor and realizing that, I'm waking up every day, even though I necessarily don't want to be here. And every time I got to wake up was another day for me to get my shit together in whatever way that is. And so that just came to me like you have the opportunity to change, to heal, if you get the opportunity to wake up another day.
I like that. Can I ask, what was the situation or high level? Like, what was it that finally told you, all right, Chaunte, that's it? Was it like family, or was it just a situation? I mean, for everybody is different.
Nah, I feel like it's so corny sometimes, but one, black lot, black, my people dying every day on TV. We got to see this public lynching on my Instagram. Even regardless, it became a ritual. So I was seeing people that wanted to live die, sometimes for no reason, and I was literally killing myself every day, but being able to wake up. And so I felt
Hmm.
ungrateful. I felt
Wow.
ungrateful. Nothing was happening to me. So I started feeling purpose. The other thing was my grandma passed away, but my niece was born the day before we buried my grandma. And so that became like my thing. Like, I got to live for her. So those are the two things that made me go, yo, what are you doing? Like, you can't die, apparently, because, you waking up with throw up while laying on your back, you supposed to be gone. So it's like, what else you gonna
Something
do but
was like,
live?
you got to be here. You're supposed to
You,
be here.
you gotta live.
And the merch, they can find it on the website.
Yep, everything. Website cwayans.com.
I love it. I love it. Now,
And
you
and I'm sorry,
go
I'm gonna
ahead.
say this
No, no, go ahead.
for the merch. For mental health awareness, I put a 15% promo code. It's loving me is the promo code. So you get 15% off for the whole month of May.
Now, is it loving me altogether
Yeah, so it's
or
capital LOVING, and then capital M and then E.
okay? Is it like this?
Yep. Promo code
Okay,
15%
okay.
off.
And
And
it'll be 15% off.
yep. And a small proceeds goes to I deal with these people called tiny homes, where they're trying to help people get their stuff back together. And so you could donate anything. So I use some of that money to get them some things.
Oh, I love that. I mean, that is, like I said, mental health is very, very key. I love what you just mentioned, kind of taking, we do take a lot for granted, and it's all about, and I talked about it, and it's so crazy. Like, we could tell all of this to someone else, but it's hard for us. It takes practice to
Yeah.
adapt it for yourself, to kind of take the words and be like, okay, words boomerang back to me in my
Right.
ears because I
Right.
ain't listening. It's like,
Right.
but I'll be like, God dog it.
Right.
I be sitting there like, I know better, but
That's an all you do though. But man, when you hit that bottom, the risk, the risk of failing after you've been on such a bottom for a lot of your life, you almost become fearless. You gotta do the practice, and the practice is, how do you make yourself happy every day?
and you're giving yourself purpose and meaning behind what you do. I
Absolutely.
love that. Now, you're not taking shots, but are you getting the
Nah,
shot?
not at all. Hell to the
You're
no.
not getting the
To
vaccine?
the no, no, no.
Oh
Um,
no.
I'm not. Nah. I listen. This is why I built a virtual comedy club. It's called House Arrest Virtual Comedy Club. I built that in my place, because I was like, as long as I could be in this pandemic, even if the world is open, I will be. I need for
Okay.
nothing outside my doors but to get some food and to walk my dogs. I am good.
So no shots. You're gonna go
No.
out as long as It's crazy because I see a lot of stuff being like, oh, you need this, you need that, but it's like it's hard to enforce something that realistically you can't even really guarantee.
You don't you
Um,
don't know what it is. That's my biggest
and
thing.
it's
So
mutating.
yeah, all the conspiracy theorists that was happening all these years. Now the CDC is talking about giving you guides to zombie apocalypse. Like, it's not even a joke. Like, people will laugh at it, but My thing is just do your research. I know there's allergies, so if you're allergic to certain things, you gotta be sure what's in that ingredients. Yeah, we don't know what we eating and all this stuff, but all I ask
But
is do your research because it's nothing worse than to make a decision, and as it's happening now, as they start telling you the side effects after half the planet took it. Now you're gonna tell me that one of the side effects for Pfizer is herpes? I'm sorry, shingles. Okay,
shingles.
it's
It's
herpes.
still some shit you
Okay,
don't want.
is that right? It's still some shit you don't want. So, long story short, and not everybody's gonna get it, but just be mindful. It's a trial. It's happening too fast, and you don't know where it's going. And so, God willing. God, now if y'all get superpowers, I'm gonna be sitting here beating myself up.
I could be like Black Lighter.
Right? Ah!
Like,
I was like, give it a shot. Give it a shot.
that's what. Listen, I was like, well, do I want X-Men or Marvel? Like in my head, I was just like, what am I doing? What we doing?
Right.
Like, I was practicing my pose, like how I'm gonna suit up. Okay.
Real talk.
I was like, but you mentioned house arrest, right? I love the name. I mean, did it just come naturally? Were you just like house arrest, or was it just like you sitting there thinking this shit for like house arrest?
Well, I was doing a podcast called House Arrest Podcast, and that was pretty much what it stemmed from. Because if y'all don't know what house arrest is, basically the court allows you to go home and live life with restrictions. And that's what this pandemic was. It was us being on house arrest with restrictions, but we kind of got to live under their control. And so that's what House Arrest Virtual Comedy Club is. I got a dope lineup. I got Ida Rodriguez, who was also on They Ready. I got Daphne Springs. Oh, man. This whole lineup is a killer. Vincent Oshana, Nick Carthen. And then I'm hosting it. So you got 2 different tiers of tickets. We almost sold out of the VIP, but the VIP is only $15. You get to interact with the comedians. We get to hear your laughter. And then there's live stream tickets for $10. And you can sit back both places. You can sit back, be in the comfort of your own home, driving wherever you are. You can watch it. And it's a fire show. It's live, baby.
I'm buying my ticket tonight. You know what I love about this? It's you're paying it forward. You are paying forward kind of like what Tiffany did. And I love it. I love it. Like it's what you do, it continues the cycle, and it should continue and encourage other people to continue. Like I remember I watched it so many times. I just love the whole thing of just, everybody makes it. I've seen this. Everybody done, wherever they go, and they said they was gonna come back. They said, I got you. Just boost me up a little bit. Just put me a little bit higher on the pyramid. I'm gonna come right back. I'm gonna put you up when I'm up here. And then you down, you're like, hey, I know her, kinda. Right? And
but
I'm just like,
it's the movement. It's what we should be doing. I think that like these people I'm bringing, most of them headline their own shows. But I will say that because the new world, like in the way we're coming back to it, a lot of people aren't going to get vaccinated. A lot of people might not be able to step out in the same manner. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do this virtual club. The other thing was because it was hard enough to get into comedy clubs when we were living a normal life. Now that this has shifted, the capacity's changed, the way things moving. So clubs got to catch up. So a lot of us won't be able to get the gigs that we probably would have got before COVID. So this is another space to show y'all some fire comedians who you guys should know. And that's what I want to bring to the show. Yes, I want the celebrities. Yes, I want to bring the people y'all know. But there's so many dope comedians out there that y'all have not tapped into yet that y'all need to know. And these are 4 of them.
And I love it. Like I said, the They Ready. There's some other shows that I've seen Netflix have that. Let me tell you, I love comedy. I love to laugh. It's sometimes it's cynical hearing the people that I deal with some of the darkest depression, and I just will sit there and go watch whatever is gonna make me. And I like stupid. I like stuff that people be like, really? Like I'm corny. I am just. So I try to find comedy. Like even sometimes I'm watching TV and I'm like, oh my gosh, every show is about somebody dying, getting killed. I was like, I don't care right now who killed Sarah. I just want to laugh. The world is so dark right now. I just want to laugh. So like when the comedy stuff comes up, I be like, yes, because it is. Right. Yeah, y'all depressing me right now.
I'm the complete opposite. I love watching dark stuff.
I go watch it, but after a while, I'm like, whew. Okay.
I think because I find more jokes with that. Like comedy, you're supposed to just sit back and let it be funny, but I'll be watching stuff and I'm like, that is hilarious.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it makes amazing because sometimes even I watch them like, how you know?
Right.
And I love my black movies and my African American films. There's been a few of them that I've been like, oh my god.
but
I still watch it though. Support it.
You got to.
Now, do you have your own like production company or?
Yes.
Let us know about that.
Yeah, so I started. That was one of the things about when I got sober that I was able to actually go kind of full throttle and building my Another Way Inc. And Another Way Production. So it's literally me. I love the title because obviously I'm Another Wayans. But also, it's another way to think and do things and be authentic and do it your way, because that's what this new social life has brought us for you to be able to do. So I've been doing that. I'm building. I'm working on a web series and certain things to bring to that project. But it is just myself with my cameraman. Shout out to Favorite Films. And like I said, my hairstylist, my baby girl, Marche Nicole. So those are the two people that I kind of been working with to get through all this in my own production.
How does a videographer do it? Because like I've seen some, I was going through a few of them and I was like, yo, I don't know if I don't know. I would have been like muffled. And like,
to do, I know. I mean, there's a whole equipment thing. Sometimes they not even close to like really in there, but sometimes they literally gotta hold they stuff in. It gets like that.
It's all on your YouTube.
I got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Everything is C Wayans, but more so, y'all can check out everything and get all that information at cwayans.com.
So before we wrap up, I'm going to show a clip. We'll kind of wrap it up and we'll talk about this clip. So I encourage everybody to please, because I'm telling you, I love that it's you. It's literally like you. Like there was one clip about, I think, a girl. What was it? It was like you was given two sides. One like, oh my gosh, what did he do? And then the other, and like this other guy, like, nah, she annoying. And like I'm listening to
this. The inner talk. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And I was like that. And then in my head I was like, I really feel like that's how you be thinking too. Like I was like, yeah. But I'm a huge Tiger King came out when we were going into what we thought was gonna be 2 weeks, right? Yeah. And so we binge watched it. It took over lives. Like I ain't gonna lie, free Joe Exotica. I am a Joey fan. Because I was just like, yo, you can't make this up.
He got crazy towards the end.
He did, but you can't make some of this stuff up. You did this video, this spoof. Y'all check this out, because I'm telling you, I was weak, and you picked like the perfect. Y'all check this out. We'll talk about it when it's done.
Joe Exotic is filled with love. I don't know why anybody would want to sabotage him. All these animals, they're like family. They wouldn't hurt anybody.
What's your emergency? Got an employee that was attacked by a tiger, and he's hurt bad.
Wait, I'm a girl. I remember it like it was yesterday. Joe came to visit me in the hospital, and I remember him handing me a blunt with this hand. And I was like, wow, it still works. And then the surgeon came in the next day and said it was going to take 2 years to do reconstructive surgery. And I was like, fuck that. I won't be able to go back to work, let alone finger a chick. And he was like, or you can amputate it. And I was like, well, cut the shit off. You know, because I saw how the media was blowing up everything. They're like, oh, boy gets arm ripped off by tiger. First of all, I'm not a boy. I'm a girl. You don't see these? But I remember what Joe said. Joe used to say, he who laughs, 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 laughs. And I knew that I stayed in the hospital, that the media was going to win. Five days later, I was back at work. You know, Joe gives you a fighting chance. No matter what happens, we'll always find our way. And I'm still feeding animals. No matter what, I'll always be here for Joe and these tigers. You know, they're not bad. They just don't like living in cages and outside their natural habitat, living their best lives. And yes, I'm still helping these animals. Get back, tiger. I said get back.
Oh my goodness.
I hate watching myself.
Listen, when you kept going into the couch, okay, I was like, oh my goodness gracious.
I was so mad because everybody, one thing about me, like people be like, yo, do a sketch on this, do a sketch. And I'll come up with a sketch, write it out and want to do it. But I also want to do it like right. And so we at a spot, right? We at a place right now where somebody could be doing something on TV and somebody's doing the whole sketch right there. Like as it's going, you like, damn, like they didn't even finish what they were doing for you to get all these jokes out. So I literally was like, okay, they did Joe Exotic, they did Carol. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do the gay girl because this chick is literally still working with them.
She was ride or die.
She was ride or die. So I was like, well, hopefully, at least I'm doing somebody different. And hopefully people know who I'm talking about. But I was like, let me just run with it. And I just thought that was so. I was like, you're going to lose everything, girl. When you remember the shot when she was standing on the thing trying to, I don't know if she's trying to clean up or feed him with the nub. And I was just dying. Because
I'm watching, I was like,
she going to mess everything up.
She's dedicated. I was like, she committed. That's look. The tiger, like, what? She's like,
I was like, she was ready though. That was a true. She was standing up. He was standing up.
Listen, I was weak. That whole I hope he gets out. I ain't gonna lie. It was funny hearing him rant when he didn't get a pardon. But.
He's so funny.
You know, like Joe reminds me that I'm on the low spectrum of special. I'm special, but I'm on the low end, and you know,
there's a difference, right? It is a big difference.
There's a big difference. But I want everybody to please make sure they buy their tickets because that's really cheap.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all better.
That's really cheap.
Before I bring these prices up, Maybe people don't take it serious until I jack the prices.
You know what's crazy? Sometimes, and I'm not gonna lie, it be our own community that'll do that. Oh, it's always our own community. And listen, I've definitely seen. I remember Ada. I'll check out the other ones, but I mean, it's the caliber of what's out there and this pandemic has given us so much. Has given y'all so much material.
I mean, it's crazy.
It's given so much material. Like literally, I always tell people it's okay. Like the whole thing. Like you don't like your kids. You realize why you don't really like them. You was like, you know. So you know, we'll see. And then you have 2 fur babies, right?
Yes, I do. 2? Yes.
Are you gonna have them host
one of the shows? I'll have them do a hot 3 minutes. They'll do a hot 3, and then I'll come on stage. I might have them come through. But not everybody that come over here likes dogs. So I
Dogs,
also
yeah.
gotta like them up. Yeah.
I thought about how Chelsea Handler used to have Chewy all over
Right.
her set, and she'd just be doing the show, and Chewy's just
Right.
okay,
Right.
So that's what I was thinking. But whenever you are in Florida, if I'm ever in LA, because you're in California,
Yeah.
LA, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Yeah.
I ain't giving the exact address.
No.
LA.
Starting drill. Where in LA? Okay, off of what street is that? What intersection is that adjacent to? And then they don't ask you directly. They start to ask, okay, so is that by that Walgreens or by that that Fresh Mart that sells? And next thing you know, somebody's like, got it.
Right.
People crazy. Trust me.
Exactly where that is.
I'm all about listen. I don't post sometimes things till after. It's been 24 hours sometimes because people crazy. And when you highlight the fact that you are known, I know the crazy that comes with just the idea of being somebody could just say like, oh, I saw her yesterday. People would do whatever just to say that. Like, you ain't even whatever.
Right.
So if I'm ever in LA, I definitely will try to connect. If you're ever in Florida, like Florida's been wide open. Even when California shut down, Florida was like, open the gates a little bit.
Right. Let them in.
Everybody was flying in. I was like, meanwhile, I'm like, we full and we really don't want nobody, but no.
Right.
We'll see what Memorial Weekend looks like. Memorial Weekend down here in Miami is intense.
Right.
And there's the flyers are everywhere, ready. Like everybody having a pool party. I was like, is that even? Should we be?
I know so many people that's coming down there for their birthday, so they already.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. You're a Gemini.
I don't like to brag, but that's what I do.
When's your what day? Are you May or June?
May 24th. You know what I mean? Cash
okay.
Wayans, you know what I mean? If you want to send a little birthday gift, but I would be grateful if you just come to the House Arrest Virtual Comedy Club.
I knew that's why I liked you. I'm June 17th.
Okay.
Right after Tupac. Right after.
What is that? What is this?
That's his little dance. He be doing his little. Okay, don't laugh. Okay, I'm sorry.
Never seen that move ever in my life.
Okay, I'm gonna send it. Watch. Yes, Geminis. Yeah, somebody told me the other day. They was like, I don't know what y'all going through this year, but all of y'all crazy as hell right now. I was like, first of all, we are fine. Y'all don't understand.
We've been talking to ourselves our whole life. Okay,
right? We've been. So, that's awesome. Okay, what are any birthday plans or just?
I might go.
Don't say Tulum. Don't say Tulum, Mexico.
Oh no! You know what though? I've never been to like the Cancuns and stuff like that. So I really wanted to go to Hawaii, but I'm about to start traveling, doing some road gigs. So I kind of want to get that out the way and then hit that spot.
And do. The reason I said because I feel like that's where everybody on Instagram, whether you was legit getting money or not, was. I have a theory. I feel like people are gonna. The government's just gonna pull up the registry for whoever flew to Tulum and go. We gonna start with these motherfuckers right here.
I know. But
Tulum, Atlanta, Vegas, and Miami. They're like, start here, and let's see how many of these are in common, and then let's start. They just gonna filter. So in my brain, I'm like, no.
Nah,
we go to Puerto Rico.
I want a nice, like chill spot. I want to find a spot where I can relax because I gotta get this writing and stuff out while I'm doing this headline and stuff. So we got work.
So House Arrest is monthly?
House Arrest is monthly. Yep.
Okay,
that's awesome. Where I get to host and work out jokes while I bring you comedians with fire material already in the making. You know what I mean? But we get back to this life. I'll be hosting every month unless I have any out of state things. But I'm gonna be there May 13th.
I love it. Has there ever been a like a Wayne's comedy tour?
They did one where it was like Damon, Keenan, Sean, and Marlon. But
Mhm.
usually like everybody is kind of on a separate thing and then they might bring somebody else.
Okay. I was just
But
wondering. I was like, it's a lot of y'all.
yeah, they did. They started something, but like they started when they was older and social media was out. So, things start changing when you try to come back and you like, hey, what's the camera? Hey, what?
They better adapt like Will Smith, okay?
No,
Will
no,
came in
no.
and
No, they was
I was
doing
like,
it for a while. They was doing it for a while. I don't know why they stopped.
yeah, things happen. But thank you so much, Chaunte.
So
you are
dope.
amazing. You are.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness! I just, I'm telling you, I was so excited, and I love the conversation. I've taken so much from you, especially to help me on my continuous journey of healing. So I really appreciate it. And for those, remember, go to cwayans.com. 15% off the merch. Loving me is the code. So,
Get it.
Go ahead and
Proceeds
support.
will go to a helping community. So
Thank y'all so much.
Thank
Shout out to Kenneth. Shout out to 1128 Group. Always love and support.
Shout
and thank
Kenneth.
you.
Appreciate you, love.
Go have dinner. You're vegan.
No, I'm in and out of vegan. Yeah. But I am about to go eat because
You sound like me. Like, no, not today. We'll go back.
I want to try it. I got to lose my weight, so I got to get down. But I'm definitely,
I have a Brussels sprout and sprout addiction.
Oh, love Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts with some balsamic vinegar and the agave, and then you sprinkle it like with this oh my gosh, just in the air fryer.
That sounds amazing.
Salmon. So I could do like I've cut back a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Cut back a lot of alcohol after I finished the bottle of Jose Cuervo that I was like never again.
Not Jose Cuervo.
It was bad.
After I let that go about 20 years ago.
Yeah, so I'm following you in the sobriety as well. So,
well, I'm proud of you, love. In whatever way you do, hit me up if you ever need a combo or whatever. But I appreciate you for putting me on this platform.
Thank you. You're gonna see me rocking my Live Better. I'm gonna order it too. So
come on now, go get that merch. 15% off, son.
Loving me. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Make sure this will be available to watch once it's over. It's on Facebook and YouTube. You can share, send it. And make sure you go buy your tickets. Like, it is only, was it $15 for VIP and 10. Listen, first of all, y'all spend more than that on freaking Candy Crush, and I know some of y'all still play because I get the freaking invites. About sick of y'all. So make sure y'all support. Alrighty, y'all. Later, babes.
Bye.
Yeah.